So today I'm going to take a run out on the bike to Cox. We'll take a run up here and see what we find. So today I've just plumbed in where I'm going on the sat-nav, and I want to avoid motorways. So we'll see where it takes us. I've been along this little back road several times when I've been out and about. But there are these little, almost like little fan roads, which interconnect all the main drags. And I've got a feeling that the sat-nav's going to take me up some of those today, so it should be interesting to see what kind of roads that we've got, what the quality's like. So here's the first of those little detours where it's telling me to go up here and then round to the right. So I'm not blindly following the sat nav. If I think something looks a bit dodgy, I won't go there. But for the minute, let's just see where it takes us. So just coming into this little town, it's Pozo Aledo. There's a fantastic little cafe in here that does great breakfast, great afternoon teas. Very popular with all the Brits, just because of the quality of the food that they've got. So yeah, so it looks like I'm going to go into the motorway up here. So I'm just going to pull up and switch the camera off until we get something a bit better to look at. So we're off the motorway and just heading into some of the nicer little twisty back roads that are fantastic for motorcycling here. Now I've been up this road several times, and usually what happens is you get, you know, a group of sports bikes, 7 or 8, maybe more. The Spanish guys obviously know these roads like the back of their hands. They're out them every Sunday having fun on them. So it's quite interesting when you're bubbling along at a reasonable pace. You know, you're certainly not dawdling, and they just come past you like they're stopped, and they fly into the corners. They just, you know, bank right over and chuck it straight in with no regard for the fact that there might be a slower traffic, or, you know, a tractor or something just round the bend. Like this bend, for instance, here, I've had guys here barrel into this on the wrong side of the road and just chuck it straight into the corner at high speed. Quite a sight to see, but they don't have to take some chances, I'll tell you. And the good thing about here is that all the different bike types all just wave to each other. There's no snobbery, there's no, you know, you're on a sports bike and I'm on a Harley, so therefore I shouldn't wave to you. Everybody waves to everybody. Consistently, the vast majority anyway, will all do the wave. And it's much safer to wave to other bikers when you drive on the right hand side of the road, because all we do is lift your left hand off the bar without affecting the throttle, of course. Whereas back in the UK it was always weird that you lift your hand off to wave and slow down. So yeah, so there's lots of little back roads like this, fantastic roads for riding motorcycles. Lovely Porsche just going down there on the other side of the road. There's a few nice sports cars as well, so there's a bit of money about in Spain. Obviously not as much as there is down in southern Spain, down near Marbella, etc. That's where all the real money is, but there's a bit of money around up here as well. Some fancy cars around. So this road surface that I'm on is, I wouldn't say billiard table smooth, but it's really smooth, and it's a pleasure to ride. There's no potholes, There's no gravel, there's no ruts in the road. It's just a nice smooth back road, which is great to ride. So I find that when I'm out on the Harley in these back roads, it seems to be that you do a bit more plodding. I mean, I'm ticking along here at 90 kilometres an hour, which is, you know, 55 roughly miles an hour, and it's plenty quick enough when you're only out for a dawdle. Now and again you get a wee burst, and you can have a bit of fun when the road's obviously opens up a bit in front of you, and you can see that it's clear. But when I don't know the roads that well yet, I'm not taking chances, because I quite like my life here. So I'm not going to do anything to snuff it out prematurely if I can avoid it. We just look at the views in the background. You know, the mountains in the distance. Been up through those, some of the back roads up through those mountains are very twisty and actually quite treacherous at some bits, just because of the drop-offs and how tight the corners are. But still a bit of fun nonetheless. So just in front of me there's 5 guys all in these big adventure style bikes. These are massively popular here in Spain, probably across Europe. They seem to do everything that you need them to do, a bike to do. I had a friend that I used to know in Scotland, and he had 4 bikes in his garage. From memory, he had a Harley Davidson, he had a Ducati, he bought I think it was a KTM, and then he bought a BMW GS 1200, I think it was. One of these big adventure bikes, and he'd had it a couple of weeks, and I was talking to him and I said to him, what you think of the BM? And he said to me that if he'd have bought that first, he wouldn't have bought anything else. He says because he can do everything he needs on that bike. He can go fast, he can go slow, he can go touring, he can even do track days on it, which he said he's done, and it's been great fun. So great all-round bikes. So just on the right here, there's a famous biker stop. Lots and lots of guys on bikes. In fact, there's loads of bikes in there now. Loads of guys always stop in there for a coffee or a small beer. It's one of those nice places when you're out and about. They do Sunday lunches. In fact, they do lunch every day. Sorry, and it's always really, really busy. Always surprised here at the restaurants that are out in the middle of the sticks. Whenever you go to them in the afternoon, they're just chock-a-block. They're always full of Spanish people, all having their lunch in the afternoon. So very, very sociable people, the Spanish. They do like to meet up with friends and have a bit of a natter over a lunch or a coffee. Now I think I'm going to go up round part of the reservoir, one of the main reservoirs in the area, and it's always stunning to look at with the blue sunshine. It makes the water really, really blue. So I'm hoping we can catch it in the camera. Just the general scenery in the area when you go up these little back roads is awesome. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to bypass the reservoir on this trip, but maybe I'll get it on the way back. I might do a slight detour and try and catch it because it's really, really nice to see. So as I come down from that back road there, we come out of Murcia province into Alicante province. So it's all these little autonomous regions all over Spain, and I think the area of Alicante region that we go up near is Orihuela. So a bit of bumpy road here in the town. So just arriving into Cox now. So just leaving Cox now. I'm just going to head back some of the back roads now and try and get past the reservoir that I mentioned on the way up, because it's quite stunning to see. So we'll have a good look at that as we go past and hopefully catch it on camera for you. So I'm going to go up round the back road here that goes up round the reservoir. It's a lovely wee road, although they've put a lot of speed reduction methods in. There used to be lots of bikes flying around here at really, really high speed, and there have been a few fatalities and a few bad accidents, so they've actually slowed the road right down now to, I think it's 40. So the reservoir's just beyond here, can't really see it unfortunately, and the sky's a bit cloudy, so it doesn't have that deep blue colour that it normally has. You might just see it in the distance there on the camera. It's normally an absolutely stunning striking shade of blue with a blue sky. So here we go, so it's all 40 from here. This is the bit that the cops tend to hang around. So let's just bubble around here at a slow speed and see what we can see. So it looks like I might need to upgrade to a chin mount for my helmet, because obviously the camera's only showing you what's in front of it on the bike. There's a policeman there on a bicycle, a motorcycle. Even the cops will wave to you, which is great. So maybe see a wee bit of the reservoir there, and it is much lower than it would normally be at this time of year, but the rains have been hardly any rain at all this year. We've had a few little bursts of rain here and there. Coming from Scotland, you know, we get 320 days rain a year, so switching to 320 days sun was quite an attractive thing to think about. Now we've now been here 2 years, and I've got to say, the first year that we were here, we probably had, I don't know, a couple of weeks of rain at most, and the second year we've had a wee bit more, but we still have the sun most of the year during the day. So great weather to live in, great weather for motorcycling, great weather for doing outdoorsy stuff. So coming into the little town of Torremendo, another very Spanish town, very typical little Spanish bars and tapas restaurants. These are always fantastic little places just to come and have an afternoon, grab a bite to eat, have a wander. Always nice to soak up the Spanish culture as much as you can. So we're coming into Pilar de la Horadada. It's kind of one main street with shops on either side, but it does stretch back a fair old bit. Now bear in mind it's Sunday, so quite a lot of places are closed. Church bells are ringing in the background there, but you can't hear them. A lot of people sitting around in the squares. coffees or brandies, as they often do, having a bottle of water, and sit for an hour and a half with a bottle of water. And nobody rushes them, nobody tries to hurry them along. The Spanish are masters at being able to sit and nurse one cold bottle of water or a small brandy and a coffee for a long time, because all they want to do is sit outdoors and natter with their friends and family, which it's not a bad way to spend your life, is it? So you can see here there's plenty crossings all the way up and down this road, so you've just got to keep your wits about you. Some have lights on them to control the crossings, some don't. So you have to be mindful that some of these people will just walk out and others they won't, because they're waiting for the traffic light to tell them it's safe to go. No rhyme or reason to it, it's just one of these random things that happen in Spain. So we're coming down closer to the coast now. If I went straight onto this roundabout, it takes me straight down to the beach, but I want to get in through Lo Pagan and along the beach side there, because it's a nicer ride. Just do what the Spanish do. So we're just coming into Lo Pagan. Now, and I must learn how the Spanish say that actually, because they kind of do their G as a H, so it's more than likely to be Lo Pagan. Bienvenido a Lo Pagan. I don't know, we'll try. But anyway, look at this. How's this for the 26th of January? Lots of people about, people on the beach. You might get a wee glimpse of the beach here on the left. Just people enjoying being outdoors. See, it's not a bad little life, is it? Look how busy it is here with these cars. If you're thinking about coming to Lo Pagan and coming here in the summer months to park, unless you're in there early doors, you're not got a chance of getting into any of those bays that are there, because it's always really busy, really quick. So you end up parking in the back streets. But this little road runs right along the seafront, right alongside the beach. Another little marina just on the left here. Lots of little boats, but unfortunately you can't see it. So I'm going to try and skip the lights there, because the lights are always really busy, which I managed to get. So plenty of little bars, restaurants up behind me here. And then as we go further into the town, you'll see quite a lot more. So I'm just going to continue along the side of the beach here, and then we'll head for home, where there'll be a cold beer waiting for me that I can sit in the sunshine and sip. was just sneak in front of him because he's taking forever. So it's something else to be mindful of, that when you've got a lot of tourists around and they don't know the area, they crawl along and at the last minute they'll dart left or right, or they'll hit the brakes, or they'll accelerate away, or they'll go the wrong way. They don't know really where they're going. So it's slowly coming back to life after the sort of December break, December mid-January break. Lots of businesses seem to just shut down this time of the year, just to grab a bit of holiday when they can, because obviously during the peak periods they're flat out and they can take every penny they can. Just looking at people there sitting on the beach, little bar, beach bar, with a glass of wine, just watching life go past them with a wee glass of wine in the sunshine. See, just look out for pedestrians just popping out anywhere. It seems to be the belief in Spain is that if you hit a pedestrian, then you're the one that's in trouble, and that's whether they're on a crossing or not. So you've just got to be careful all the time. For these two little towns that I've just sort of come through, the last one was San Pedro del Pinatar, and then it just kind of blends seamlessly into Santiago de la Ribera. This is where the Air Force training base is, and we see most days you've got the pilots up learning to fly, and sometimes they've got the air display team who are out practicing as well. Yeah, Santiago de la Ribera is this area, and the one before that is San Pedro del Pinatar. So I hope you enjoyed that wee run around the back roads of Spain. Let me know in the comments if you liked it or if you didn't. Like and subscribe and share with your friends, and we'll see you all in the next video. Hasta luego!